Hello, hello. What's up, people? Hearts back at y'all. How you doing? Let me get my cam on in a second. Today is gonna be kinda cool. Kinda cool. Ah, messed up. We go. Oh. Is the music lagging a little bit, or is it just on my end? What's up, what's up? Alright, people. You all know what time it is. It's time to get that Unreal going. How you all doing? Let me know if you're alive and well by writing a message in the chat. Do you guys get to set up Unreal? Is it working on your PCs? Can be a little bit more heavy than the other softwares. Just boot it up, get it ready. So, quick introductions like usual for the people that don't know. My name is Onua and I'm gonna be your instructor today. We're doing an Unreal Engine 5 bootcamp. So I'll take you through the very basics of it. So if you have no experience, that's fine. I'll take you through how to open up the software, get used to it, the controls, what to use it for and how to use it. And hopefully by the end of today, we'll all have a little scene that we're proud of. We have about 1.5 hours. So realistically, all we want to get out of today is get you all introduced and a little bit comfortable with the software. And then hopefully after the stream, you guys can go ham as much as you want and improve as much as you want on your scene. But for now, this is just gonna be an introduction. So feel free to follow along with what I'm doing. And all questions are welcome. And I'm sure if you have a question, there's probably a couple other people in the chat with the same question. So by asking that question and being active in the chat, you're doing everybody a favor, including me. So get your fingers on the keyboard, get ready to chat away. So we're gonna get into it, but I need everybody to test out and see if they can actually get their Unreal Engine up and running. So if you downloaded everything and it's set up correctly, turn down the music a little bit, you should be able to get it to here where you can launch. So you're gonna launch it through the Epic Games launcher. I'll assume that people have set up their Unreal Engine before the stream. Let me know if stuff is going okay, if you guys are able to open it up and boot it up and all that. I do appreciate people using the chat just so I don't feel so lonely, guys. Come on. Hello, see, it's not that scary. Throw in a couple emotes. Whoop. Let me know if you're able to boot it up, if stuff's working, so I can get into it. And if you have problems, just let me know, ask the questions, and I'll be happy to help you out. So we've been using the third person. Alright, nice. Okay, what's up, Clarissa? What up, Katrin? Okay, so we've been using the third person blueprint the last couple times because we're doing sort of a jumping puzzle, kinda. I think today we should try out the first person. So we can go down here and we can name our project. So we can call this one Unreal Bootcamp First Person. Not too long though. There we go. And then you create the project. So what happens when you create a project is basically the editor is gonna make a bunch of folders on your PC and make a little point where it stores all the data and all the stuff we change. So it's not really the same as like creating a Blender project. So yeah, so this is what a blueprint is. We come in, and just like in Blender, we have a viewport here, and then we have an outliner to the right, and then we have some other stuff that we'll get into. But a blueprint is basically, it has a little scene set up for us already, and we're basically going to be doing adjustments to that. So we can try to play up here in the top left, and then we get into our scene. With WASD, we can move around, we can jump. We can shoot. It's a little bit loud. So for the people that are completely new, what's up, Andor? So for the people that are completely new to what Unreal Engine is it's an editor or a rendering engine that's usually used for games. Not always, but usually. Because it's made to run in real time. That's how it's designed, right? So what does that mean? It means that instead of using Blender where we have to wait a long time to see a clean frame, Unreal Engine is made in a way where it can literally display multiple frames for each second. So we can get a smooth gaming experience. We don't have to wait for the pictures to come up on the screen. It's very useful for games. It's also useful for other things like movie production as well. If you need fast results and you don't want to sit around and wait for renders all day, you can use it for those kind of indie movies too. Or let's say a set like what they're using in Mandalorian, where they actually have a screen behind the actor, and that screen is rendering out a 3D environment behind them. And you can't sit there and wait as well, you gotta pan and move with the actor and with the camera and all that. Okay, anyways. Let me know if you all have been able to open up this first person blueprint. And for the people that are ready and waiting, I'll just show you a little sneak peek of today's concept. Oh. How's the sound and everything? Is it okay? Is the music too loud? Is the stream lagging? I'm having some issues with the music on my end, but I'm not sure you guys are feeling that at all. Okay, if anyone needs help, just let me know, right? And I'll help you out. If no one is writing anything, then I'll assume that people are doing okay and they're sort of where I'm at. If you fall a bit behind, that's okay too. I'll happily go back and catch you up to speed. So let's just sort of get into the basic controls. So for the movement, I mean, if you were here with the Blender streams, you should be able to catch sort of most of how stuff works, right? We have the viewport in the middle where everything happens, and then we have the outliner where we have a list of all the stuff in our scene, all the lights, all the blocks and everything, and we can select stuff from here, or we can left click it in the viewport. To move around inside the space, we hold right click. That's how we look around, and then we can use WASD to fly around our space. So while moving, you can scroll in your scroll wheel and you can start moving really fast or slow it way down. And yeah, for other controls, like I'll just go through these. It'll be a little bit dry for a couple minutes, but bear with me guys. We just sort of gotta go through it. But so we have our movement and rotation and scale up here. So it's a little bit different from Blender. The hotkeys here, it's W to move, E to rotate, R to scale. There we go. You can also find them up here. By default there's snapping enabled, so you can see stuff is gonna snap to certain increments. Those are decided up here. If you don't want it to snap, you can just disable it, and it's the same for the rotation and the scale. Okay. You can scale stuff up, you can scale it down. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the very basic controls. I mean, honestly, at this point, we are gonna be able to start working. Another thing, like for lights, if you don't have this place actors tab, which you might not, because mine is still saving the same UI that we used last time. If you need a tab or something, you go to the window and then you go to, let's see, there's a place actors somewhere, place actors, you click it and it opens up. So an actor in Unreal Engine is just like any sort of object basically. They just call them actors. So you have your shapes in here. You can pull in a cone. You can pull in a cube. There's your lights and you have your cameras too. So all your stuff is in here in the place actors tab. Down here, this is your library. So these are actually folders on your PC that the editor has made. And in here is where you save all the stuff that you want to import into the scene. So if you have your own custom 3D models, this is where you import them. And then you can drag them into your scene. So if we start placing stuff, we can actually playtest our level. And now we're inside here. We can move around on the new terrain that we just created. And that's it, right? Like, we literally just import the lights, import the models, playtest it, make it look real nice, and then we got a level. So it's not super complicated. This one's gonna be more of a creative sort of thing. If anyone, so just out of my own curiosity, do you guys have this Quixel Bridge thing back again? Because they should have re-added it. So if you're in the editor right here, is it possible for someone to just check for me if they have this option right here? It says Quixel Bridge, and if they're able to open up this menu, the sub menu. This is the concept that we're going to be using today. Works for you? Nice, okay. Is there anyone it doesn't work for? Is everybody able to open up this Quixel Bridge menu? I'll post the concept in the Discord chat. So it's right here, if you guys need it, 3D Bootcamp, boom. You can put it up on screen too. Use it often, so all fine, alright. Okay, so it looks like we will be able to use Bridge today, that's nice. They had removed that, but it looks like it's back in action, so that's great. Now it will be interesting where the best place to have this thing is. Okay. I would recommend if you have a second monitor or something, you can open up the concept there and follow along with me. So, how should we approach a concept like this? We can break it down into large parts and then go to smaller parts. And we can break it down in both the shape, the environment, but also like general concepts. So if we look at this piece, what is it that makes it look so good, right? And that's something that you should ask yourself, and that can change for whoever is watching it. So it can be different for you, it can be different for me. For me, I think a big part of this is really the sort of light coming in. I think it's a really cool concept. So we should think about that as we're making our level. That's a really important part to hit. You know, it doesn't really matter too much if we get the exact shape of this door right. You know, I think most people didn't even think about this door when they saw the image, right? They're looking at the light and this center stage here. So we should think about how we can get this kind of lighting in our scene. And that's the thing about Unreal Engine, it can be great to get quick, nice looking lights. So we can start our level by thinking about the fact that we need this light coming in, so we need to box out everything. So we need to block in, basically make a box that's contained, and then have the light source come in through the sides. So let's start out by making the dimensions for this space here in our scene. And then maybe make a hole for the window so the light can shine through, and see if we can get this kind of light pattern just to start off with. Like, can we make a window where the light comes in? So we don't have to follow the concept exactly, it's just to have like something basic to go off of. So I'll just start off by cleaning up a little bit. We can snap to oops. We can stack to like increments of 100, so we can like work on this grid right now. So it's a little bit messy, that's okay. I mean, we can go in and we can use the outliner too. Left click and then shift left click to select a bunch of things. Okay, so I'm just gonna start off by making like the rough shape of the room. And then we'll sort of use Quixel Bridge to fill it in. Okay. Can clean up the scene a little bit. And eventually the goal is to, you know, replace all these temporary blocks with something that's nice. Control C, Control V to duplicate. You can sort of go in and feel the space. This is definitely a more ambitious project than a lot of the other ones that we've made. So let's go in. We can move the player spawn as well. Okay, great. So now we gotta think about the light direction. So we can select our directional light here, which is basically our sun. Super cool thing about Unreal Engine is how fast the light responds. So I can just go ahead and rotate this, and you can see it interacting with the clouds and everything too. And we want the lights to come in this way. But more like that. Let's see if we can open up a hole for the window. Fairly low to the ground. And we want to keep stuff simple right now so we can adjust it. Don't want to get too attached before you know if it's working or not. So by using the snapping, I can easily make these cubes. Okay, so we are creating this kind of space here. We want it to feel like there's a very tall ceilings in here, this kind of space. So we gotta get that too. Okay, can widen the space a little bit. Okay. So we gotta adjust. So a thing about this picture, right, is when you're inside and you see light coming from the outside, you know, the inside is gonna be very dark, contrasted to the bright light, and that's what's giving this effect, right? But if we're already outside, so we gotta think about it in terms of in 3D, everything you gotta think about it as a camera, right? So when we're outside, we have the exposure adjusted to being outside. So when we go inside, everything is gonna be way too dark. So we gotta adjust the exposure for our scene. Okay, and that might not be something that you would think about a lot if you're new to all this stuff, if you're used to just playing the games, but we gotta do that. So we can search for something called a post-process volume here. You can put it into the scene, and we can search for exposure. I think by default there's gonna be like automatic exposure, perhaps. Let's see. Oh, okay, fair enough. Then we can search up here for infinite extent, which just means that no matter where it is in the scene, it's gonna affect us. And we can use this post-process volume often for a bunch of other things when we need it. So you can see here we can start adjusting our exposure. Okay. So I hope that's making sense. So obviously it's still too dark. And there we go. It's a little bit better. Oh, there was already a post-process volume in here actually. So you could have just used that one if you needed to. So there we go, you kind of start to get that feeling a little bit more. Okay, I see what was happening. So there was a post-process volume in here that was kind of overriding what we had. And now it's set to automatic, which is what I was looking for before. So you can kind of see how it's like automatically adjusting now, which we might not necessarily want. But you can see how the light suddenly really changed, and it's much more kind of what we would expect from the concept as well, that almost blinding light that's coming in. Okay. So we can keep it on automatic. If that's what you feel like, you can also go in and set it manually. So if you set it manually, it won't adjust as you walk in and out of the space. So I'll set it manually here. There's a bunch of different settings too. You can adjust this sort of fogginess that you get. Okay, now we have this sort of space. Okay, we can open it up and then we can keep working on this space. So now we can start adding more and more more of the detail, if you can say it like that. So we look at it, we have this centerpiece here. So while we're working, it might be nice to just set it to auto exposure for now, so we can see what we're doing a little bit. Okay, so at this point we could get the whole thing down with just cubes, right? And then we can go in. So at this point I wish I didn't delete all the things, because there was some like ramps and stuff that we could have used. I guess we can improvise then. So we can take our cube and then maybe just rotate it. Okay, that's good enough. So coming through the door, there's gonna be this. And then there's gonna be a doorway on either side of it. Let me know how it's going, by the way, if people feel like it. Can make this platform. So these things are a little bit off the grid. Wonder how that happened. That's okay. We're just doing basically a rough blockout of what. Let me get this back in so you guys can all see it. Okay. Let's try to get these pillars in here. So right now it's just most important is I'm trying to get the like dimensions of the space. You can scale on 2 axes right there. You can shift select 2, Control C, Control V. Okay. Okay, that feels very cool. It's important also to make the windows that you can't see on the concept. You can see this window shining in here, but there's a window over here that's also shining in. It's kind of brightening up the space a little bit. Okay, and then we have like a little walkway out on the other side. And here it's going to a different room, it looks like. Something like that. Opens up to a different room. And then we just gotta make sure that this room is actually blocked out, because we don't want it to be looks like a room without a window, or maybe there's like curtains pulled inside there or something like that. It shouldn't distract from the main idea of this light. play it. How does it feel? Does feel like it could be a doorway. Maybe it feels a little bit too tall. No, it feels fine. Okay. And even if we get this walkway down over here, it would really add a lot to the believability of the space. Just gotta get it down in like very basic terms. And like these kind of things, you know, like you might not like the roof here, right? It's a very, sorry, you barely even see it, but the changes it does to the light is the big thing. It just makes the space outside so much more believable. Because without it, it feels like there's no roof, right? You just feel that light, like it looks totally different. If you see the difference between this and that, it's like day and night. Okay, there we go. Now, so something I see with my map that doesn't really translate to the concept is these windows, they feel very tall. And I think part of why they feel so tall is the shape. Like, they have this beam, so the shape becomes very elongated upwards, but mine are flat the other way. So that's something that I need to pay attention to and fix. So they definitely need to be taller than they are currently. So like that, they already feel a lot taller. Another way to help with that would be to make this beam in between a little bit bigger. Okay. I think we're making decent progress. We're sort of getting the space a little bit, the dimensions of it all. Now we can start working on the roofing a little bit. So let's just figure out where these beams at the top start. So obviously a place where the snapping is very useful, and the rotating things. Okay. Feels a little bit too tall compared to the reference, but I'm not disliking it. We'll try moving it down a little bit, because now it almost feels a little bit too tall. Yeah, a little bit closer to ref. Okay, that's very cool. Nice. Okay, I'm overall pretty happy with it so far. Now we just gotta block out sort of the back rooms over there. And over there. Sorry, that might have been loud. Maybe I can tone it down a little bit. Yeah. Once we get that, we can start detailing, put in some furniture and all that, maybe some flooring. You can see what they have on the Quixel Bridge. Still hope that's working for everybody. And I still want to get that light direction a little bit better, to really push it inside a little bit more. So, oops. Also gotta be careful pushing it too much, because, well, it's gonna be a super sunset then. Feels like it's just barely turning into a sunset. Okay, that's great. Let's break open this roof again. Keep blocking out, so we need a back room. We need 2 back rooms actually. Just make this into like one space like this. It looks like there's a window on either side. Let's just bring the space out a little bit more. And then it's important because we're using Lumen, right? It's actually ray traced light, so there's no cheating it. Honestly, like the best result is just gonna come from making a window in this case. That's what I think. So if we go ahead and close this off. Yep. Okay, I think that's fine for the blockout. So at this point we can kind of get to the, let's say more, like the part where we actually get kind of cool results very quickly, because we're going to be starting to use Quixel Bridge. So everybody should have this menu up here, unless they changed it again or something like that. But up here to the left, there is Quixel Bridge. You click it, you get this menu. And in here you have a bunch of collections with a lot of different assets that you're free to use. These are 3D scanned assets, so they're very sort of photorealistic. There's a lot of different things you can use. You can search for stuff too. Super cool. It's ancient temple. That's probably not what we want. But it is close and you can mix and match stuff. So let's see, maybe there's something in the saloon interior. Looking for some kind of floor. Maybe we can search for it instead. So you can also search for stuff, search for floor. Just materials too. Maybe we can search for floorboard. Okay, let's just try bringing in something. Floorboards wood dirty. They look less dirty than the other ones, so we'll take those. And we can just import with medium or high quality. I need to sign in. Okay, let's try that again. So we can see our downloads up here on the right, and then we can click import into the scene, and then in our content we have a new folder called Megascans, Surfaces, Wood Plank, and then we have it right there. Let's see if we can just drag and drop. We can just drag and drop. It looks fantastic. I'm just kidding. So we have some scaling issues. It's just gonna scale the cube. I wonder if there's a quick way right here, an easy way to just scale it. I hope you guys can download stuff from the Quixel Bridge thing. Should be fine. I might be a little bit blind right here, maybe. Tiling, offset. Ah, there it is. Okay, so you just double click the material. What's happening? Double click the material, and then in the global there's a tiling X, tiling Y, and then we can tile it multiple times to get it to repeat more often, so we get that higher level of detail. Maybe we can tile it 100 times, and then we get this kind of wood floor texture. We spawn in, all of a sudden we have a wood floor. Nice. I guess we can rotate it too. Okay. can also go in and maybe adjust some stuff about it. The specularity. Sorry. Or the roughness. Maybe we can make it look a little bit more shiny, perhaps. So that definitely looks a lot more shiny. We can probably go in, adjust the colors a little bit too if we need to. So we can tint it, it looks like. Maybe we can tint it with a bit of a dark red. So we can see like the floor here is before and after. Oh, it's kind of giving the right feeling. Okay, so that's very quick wood material. Let's just go see if we can find a bunch of other stuff. This one is very cool. Let's download it. It's just as easy as that. You just click it and you download it. What's this? Wood cladding. Floorboard. Like this one too. Maybe this could be a nice wall texture. Let's search for a wall. Perhaps there's something we can use. What's this? Concrete? We don't really have any concrete. Maybe we can search for paper. Paper. Drawing paper. Wonder it could maybe be used for a window or something. Let's download it. Let's see if we can find some assets like a pillar. Japanese lamp. Let's download that. This is square wood beams. We might actually be able to use that. Just gonna click down here to add it as well. It's a concrete pillar. It's not exactly what we need. Okay, we can just find a bunch of stuff. Let's search for Japanese. Some really cool stuff. There's like a drum as well. We can download all of these and add them to our scene. So we have our 3D assets, we can add those in, scale them up if we need to. These are just imported in medium quality, but you can import them in high if you want to. They look super good because they're Quixel's Megascans. It's that quick, and then you have something that you can play with and use. What else did we get? I had this thing. So we might be able to actually use this for something that probably was not intended. Let's see. Just with a little bit of stretching. Haha. Can give us a pretty cool frame. Maybe we can actually I think that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see what the materials that we got. So we can go in and we can tile this a lot. Now we're having a problem. This problem is called sea fighting. It's because we have two objects that are exactly on top of each other. We do not want that. We can go in and we can tint. I wonder if there's a way for us to make it a little bit, wider. That might be a little bit much. We can go in and we can duplicate the material. And then for this one, we can make it like a different color if we want to. See what else we have. This was the paper. Okay, we have these red kind of planks. It looks pretty good here. Go in here and we can change the tiling on this one, but not on the pillar, because we made a duplicate. There we go, pretty cool. Can double click, go in, tiling, change it how we want. We can tint this a little bit differently than the other one. There we go. Okay, cool. You can use this button right here when you find something. The details, you can click here to go to your folder where it is basically. Okay, see if we can find some more stuff in here. Oh no way, there's literally Japanese house wooden floor and we didn't use that. A tatami mats too, what the hell? Oh, we should totally try this. Oh wow, there's so much stuff here. Oh, I wanna try all of these. Cool. see what else there is. These ones were a little bit more worn. I think I like the old one better. Oh wait a minute, that's so different. Maybe I don't like the old one better. can have this thing hanging from the ceiling. I think that'd be kind of cool. And sort of construct something that works a little bit, kind of like Lego bricks. Just needs to be believable enough from a distance. See the hearts. Did not think that through. Okay, we're slowly getting rid of all the checkerboard boxes. That's good. Is there a tree in here? I forgot. No. Let's see what we have. "3D plants." Wasn't there a window? Yeah. Mm-hmm. See what else we can find. Maybe some curtains or something. No. Cloth. Fireplace. Okay, we can basically keep doing this forever. I'll keep going for a little bit, but we are getting to the end of the road. It's been a little bit of a quiet stream. I mean, if there are any questions, now is definitely the time. Okay, last things, I'll just set my exposure and all that. While you're adjusting your lights, it can be very helpful to switch it to local gizmos, just so you can control a little bit better. gonna add something in this other room so it's not completely blank. Just some clutter. Okay, I think this is fine for my final. Okay, we can just take some screenshots. Okay. So, went a little bit overtime. Just be posting in the Discord. Okay, it was a bit more of a quiet stream today. I mean, I think that's fine if people enjoyed it. Like, not a lot of questions, so I just kept working a little bit. Hope that's fine with y'all. If you have anything you want to post, feel free to post it right here. If not, I'll be going home. Hearts out to y'all. Oh shit, you're still here, Katrin. That's nice. Good job, man. I like this light coming in right here. That's very nice. Super cool. That's really nice. It's so easy with the, not easy, but it's so nice with the lumen, because you can just get like instantly nice lights. Good job, man. Got a heart on that one. Can I? It's kind of cropping this. What if I do this? Yeah, that looks nicer. Good job, man. Then I'll just do like another angle. Okay, it's time for me to go home. Good job, everybody. Turned out very nice. Alright, same place, same time. Next time we're doing sculpting. I'll see you all then. Oh, I see someone else is typing. Was chilling? Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, it was super chill. Didn't talk too much. It's just going through the motions. Cheyenne with another post. Nice job, man. I see the same composition in there. I'm glad you have fun. I'll give that a big heart. Always immersive with Unreal. Yeah, because you get that instant feedback. Thank you, Ender. Thank you. Alright, happy that you guys followed along and got something out of it. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'll see you all again next time. Bye bye, and have a nice Christmas and all that.